Lamborghini, Past vs Present, is event number 27 of the championship event tree. And this will be a 4-race tournament, as the tracks we are heading to, according to the NFS fandom, are Scenic Drive, Mediterranean Paradise, Autumn Crossing, and Tropical Circuit. All of these will be on their reverse variants, and this is our description. Prove the new Lamborghini is every bit as good as the old, as you are presented the task of defeating a field of 7 Diablos using the new Murcielago in this 4-race tournament. Finish first to unlock Event 29 and Rocky Canyons. So we've got no other choice but to use the Murcielago, and as for the colour, well, sure, let's try this thing in silver, see how we go. I've got nothing against driving this thing in silver. And we have got a full field here of Lamborghini Diablos. I keep saying Diablos for some reason, even though in the UK we pronounce it as Diablo. Well, whatever, anyways. So we've got a full field here. All of these races are on reverse courses. And so, without further ado, let's go and see if we can defeat the Diablo Armada. Because this basically does feel like an armada. Hopefully this will not be too difficult, as I'm immediately getting some points to start with. And it looks as though we're doing point-to-point races again. Except for saying this will be a points championship, as I am already out in the lead here early. Of course, I'd imagine there are areas where the Diablo is going to be better than me, but as long as I manage to at least win 2 out of the 4 races, then it's at least possible for me to show just how fast this car really is. And dipping straight to the shortcut, someone else is following suit as I step on the brakes, and this time I throw the block as we head through the trees, and someone has just hit one of the trees. I can tell you who that was though. And going to continue taking the shortcut and making sure that I don't hit anything. Or at least I'm hoping not to hit anything. Okay, I do not hit the median this time compared to last time. This is getting pretty intense pretty fast. Oh, he put me into the wall. Fuck you. Okay, anyways. Well, at least it shows I'm not in the shit yet. I always like to start off my championship runs with a win anyway. Oh, and yep. You motherfucker. I think that was completely uncalled for. Okay, so off the throttle as I head downhill. And yep, okay. Oh my god. Please make it, 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 please make it. Please make it. it would be nice for me to come away from the first round with a win. And I am going to get the win.
You've won the race!
I think this is probably where it's really going to start to get harder and harder for me to pull these things off. And it was Liv who finished in second again. Well, I guess it must mean in the later stages of the game she is actually proving what she's really worth. And Mika rounds off the points. I also had the slowest top speed. But it's fine, because I still came away with the win anyway, and that's all.
You're the tournament leader!
And that's all I really care about. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if everyone does score at least 1 point. Because this event, I'd imagine, is going to be pretty crazy. And because of all that craziness, I'm going to get my thumbnail early. Because it really felt like someone was going to hit me with a crowbar had I not won this race. And it is fair to say that from here, the cars we now drive, they are going to take a pretty good beating, if you ask me. At least that's what I think ought to happen, since we're pretty close to the end of this thing now. And that is one thing that I do consider to be noteworthy. So, you know, there is that. But I still won when it counted most, and that's about the only thing I really care about. So, I've got the early advantage. All I need to be from here now is basically win one more race and then basically finish on the podium in the other 2 races if I don't win all 4 races, and then I'll pretty much be, I'd say, enough points to the good, is what I think. At least I think that's what the case will be. Although then again, that could just be me. But it's okay because I did get the win at the end of the day, and that's all I care about. Okay, that should be enough. Alright, let's move on to our second race of the Lamborghini Past vs Present tournament. 1 win to me. Liv is the leader of the Diablo Armada. And getting a pretty good start so far, as already the AI are closing in, probably because they're getting a slipstream. I do get some air points in the process, as I would have expected, and so far so good. Although those will probably be my famous last words once we get towards the closing stages of the race. I'm also pretty sure there's a Megadeth album called So Far So Good So What, even though I've only listened to 1 song from that album. But I do know there is a Megadeth album that is called So Far So Good So What. So, you know, there is that. Don't really have a lot of Megadeth songs that I listen to, but I do listen to a few, as I hit 176 down the stretch and briefly lose the lead, but then I get back into the lead once again, and through there we go, and Doing pretty well so far, if I do say so myself. I'm honestly glad to say I didn't use the Lamborghini for the previous event. And they do take the boardwalk, which, believe it or not, does actually help one of them to take the lead. And Liv has now fallen back. Don't know where to, but she's definitely fallen back now. Anyways. I am still doing pretty well. Holding on to my position in the top 4, which is kind of where I need to be. I should have taken that shortcut. Oh well, it's fine. Still got plenty more of this course to go anyway, so it's not like I'm really waiting for a certain doom. As my top speed in this race now is now 178. As I take the shortcut, I also get some more air points, which also helps in my quest to unlocking more cars. And not missing this shortcut. We're now so close to the end of the race. Hopefully I can manage to successfully mosey my way through the field. And that's a wall. I still lead though, hoping to hold on to my lead at least. And yep, okay. And there we go.
You've won the race!
I somehow pull it off. And everyone just starts wrecking right at the finish. Well, anyway. And Liv finished 7th in that race. And Mika, but she didn't finish last because it was Mika who finished in last. And once again, the Diablos proving to be superior in terms of top speed, but it's okay because the cornering advantage the Murcielago has does help me to stay ahead and win the first 2 races.
You're the tournament leader!
And everyone has now, I think, scored some points. And yes, they have. So I've got an 11-point advantage over Wayne. We've got a 2-way tie for 3rd. Ashley is 5th ahead of 1, Alexis in 7th, and it is Mika who is currently last. Okay. Let's move on to our 3rd race. And hope that everything from here can pretty much proceed as planned. So, Autumn Crossing 2, Race 3 of the Lamborghini Past vs Present tournament, which is precisely where I need to be. And again missing the shortcut, but nobody bothers to take the shortcut, fortunately. Which does keep me out in the lead, and that's precisely where I want to be. And already scraping the fence. Okay, well anyway. I've got 2 wins on the board now. Don't really need to worry about winning the other 2 races. I'm still going to be going for the wins, obviously, but it's okay because I've got the 2 much needed wins, and all I have to do now is finish on the podium in the other 2 races. And then I've pretty much once again got another championship ring under my belt. Or at least I think it's a championship ring. You'd be amazed on how many sports have championship rings. And I'm not just referring to the NBA, NASCAR, or the NFL. Because I did recently notice the MotoGP also has championship rings. And believe it or not, I did actually notice that with the MotoGP champion Francesco Bagnaia. I think that's how you say it. But yeah, I did notice there are other sports that do have championship rings, interestingly enough. And I think I do understand now why the Iceberg has a series that's called Missing Rings. Because it is fair to say that there are championship rings involved. Of course, I know F1 doesn't have those, but I know that there's plenty of sports that do have championship rings, as I've now come to learn more recently from watching these sports. Not really keeping up with F1 at the moment for obvious reasons, but I at least know that whatever does happen from here, I'm pretty much hooked in terms of what sports I'll be watching next year, because, well, I have the MotoGP, I also have the British Touring Car Championship, and of course the sport that's happening now, as a lot of you will probably know, is the NFL. But yeah, I mean, my point is, there are plenty of sports in the world that do have championship rings. And aside from Tom Brady, I'd also imagine Valentino Rossi and Michael Jordan also have plenty of those championship rings as well. Oh, fuck me. Holy shit. Someone was really attempting to dart from the outside and pull off a dive bomb that fortunately didn't work. Although it could have worked if the car was more stable, but sadly, however, it didn't. For him, at least. And doesn't look like I'm going to come away with this one. Unless I really for it.
Won the race.
And apparently I do win the race. In a side-by-side finish. Oh, okay. Anyways. And it looks as though Liv is now pretty much out of this thing, because she's now finished 7th twice now, so I'd imagine she's clearly not among the contenders, as I barely beat Wayne to the line by less than a 10th. So those are the points. 3 wins in a row for me. I've scored a hat-trick.
You're the tournament leader.
And I am now double the points over Wayne, so regardless of what happens now, I'm pretty much the champion-elect. And there we go. final race. Let's now try and see if we can get this shit over and done with, as we end off at Tropical Circuit. And we also have a 3-way tie for 4th. That will quickly be resolved in this last race though, I'd imagine. Anyways, here we go. I'm pretty much the champion-elect now, so all that's left for me to do is to see if I can get the clean sweep. And I'm going to start off strong by taking the shortcut that no one has followed me through with. Already building up the early advantage here at Tropical Circuit. I know those shortcuts are important the other way round in order for you to win, because you can make up a huge chunk of time by taking those shortcuts work. They will certainly help you out when they need to. And at the moment, we're doing pretty well. And that's a wall. But it's okay, because I do regain control. And not doing too badly at the moment, if I do say so myself. And so we continue with our run at the clean sweep, which will hopefully be awarded to us. So we're closing in on the halfway point now, as we're now in the middle of Palm City. And on the brakes, so I don't miss the short shoot. And nobody bothers to follow me through the short shoot. So that gives me the advantage. I've no doubt in saying they'll obviously destroy the deficit afterwards, because I know that's what they do. And just lifting off the throttle there so my corner exit doesn't fluctuate. Got a little bit loose there on the exit, but still able to keep myself in control. And at this moment in time, I'm doing pretty well, if I do say so myself. And now we just have 1/4 of this race to go, I think, as I'm in the hairpin, hard on the brakes, as I go through that very tight hairpin. And now it looks as though this is going to be what more or less decides the outcome of this race, as I wind up taking the outside road. And at this stage, I'm not doing too badly. It's going to be a real question over whether or not I can get the clean sweep, but the championship doesn't matter. I'm pretty much guaranteed to win that no matter what happens, because there's not enough races left to deny me. And it looks as though, providing I don't make any last-minute mistakes, this should be mine, and yes it is.
You've won the race!
He came very close, but I pulled it off.
Well done. You have just won the Lamborghini Past versus Present.
Yeah.
You've unlocked Rocky Canyons.
Yeah, we now have Rocky Canyons on our roster. Alrighty. And Liv does not manage to score any more points. Well, sucks to be her, I guess. Anyways. Wayne was second, Alexis third, followed by Ashley. Mika finished fifth in the end, and it was Dom who rounds out the points. And it was Alexis who had the top speed of 204 miles per hour. Interesting. Yeah, whatever. We've won the tournament, I think is what the guy was trying to say. But anyways, it's official. Another clean sweep for me. Wayne finished second in the end of that one. Ashley was third by a single point over Alexis. Dom, at the end of the day, came home fifth. Then it was Liv who finished in sixth as a result of her finishing second in the first race. Juan finished in seventh with 5 points, and Mika eventually finished last with just 4 points on the board.
You've got a top time for this track!
Yeah, we got a top time, behind only the Ferrari F50. Okay, well, we're done. I'm also now going to save the game, because that's what I should do whilst I'm here. Holy shit. Okay, anyways. Another row of events on the championship tree are now down. And the next event we've got in the championship is the McLaren F1 Invitational Tournament. But that will not be coming too soon because we have these 3 events to finish here in Ultimate Racer first. And then once we're done with all of these, we can then move on to unlocking the Le Mans race cars. I think that's what they are. Well, anyway. So, might as well show off the track we unlocked whilst I'm here, because why not? And should be here somewhere. Oh, must be the other side. I think I did have it in here somewhere. Where is it? There it is. So we've unlocked Rocky Canyons, and yes, I have now just suddenly decided it is time for me to showcase the circuit unlocks. Because why not? Okay, anyways. The US versus Germany race knockout will be our next event in Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2.